All right, so before we get into it, we're going to talk a little bit about the block editor and Gutenberg. So at the top of this page, it says Edit Page, and it also says Beaver Builder, and the dot next to it is gray. If the dot is green, that means you've used Beaver Builder in the past, and this page currently uses Beaver Builder to edit the content. If I go to Edit Page, it brings me to the back end of WordPress. So I have Home and I have Text Editor. The reason I see this is I have the classic editor installed, if you remember from about 45 minutes ago. Down here on the right-hand side, it says Editor, switch to Block Editor. So if you don't have the classic editor installed and you click Edit Page, it shows this. So we have a title and some content and this below. But we really want to use Beaver Builder so we can leverage drag and drop parts and images instead of just going through the block editor here. So to find it, you would go to the three lines in the top right, three dots, excuse me. If we come down, it says Convert to Beaver Builder. So that's how you would get away from the block editor and into the amazing powers of Beaver Builder. You can also switch back to that classic editor as well. So it's just completely up to you, but I just want to show you. So if I convert to Beaver Builder, it now shows Home, which is the name of the page we're on. Then it says this Beaver Builder block. Beaver Builder lets you drag and drop layouts on the front end. That's what we want. So we can click Use Standard Editor and it'll turn this off and we'll be stuck here in the block editor until we go to the three dots again. Or we can click Launch Beaver Builder. It saves the page, this wheel spins, and it brings us back to the front end to show us Beaver Builder itself. All right, so now we're going to get into this. Here we are in the Beaver Builder area. And when I move the mouse around, a gray and blue box show up, if you can see that right there. I can't edit where it says Press Avenue or this menu or up here. I can click the links, but it's not very helpful for me. We're really editing this little box here. If a box doesn't show up, we're going to go ahead and add one just to show you. Click the plus sign in the top right-hand corner. Click Rows, one column, click and hold. Drag down until it shows a blue line, if you can see that's flashing. And that's where it's going to be dropped. So I'll go ahead and let go. We're going to create a sweeping hero image across the top. I'm going to go ahead and click the row settings, which is this wrench. And then under width, I want full width because I want a sweeping wide image. You can also move this around if you can't quite see where you want it. And then additionally, you can resize this depending on the size of your screen. Next, content width. So you can have the background be super wide, but the content can actually line up in a nice column, so you can leave that as fixed. Everything else I leave the same. I do change the colors, but we'll come back to that. I'm going to skip down to where it says background. Under background, you can choose a color, and it's just right here. You can choose a gradient, so you can go from one color to another. A photo, so if I chose photo, I can say select photo, and I can drag a photo in here. So I got one right here. Let's go ahead and drag it in. And then I would do the title and the alt tags to be something appropriate. And then there's the photo in the background. What the photo initially looks like is this right here. So I'm not quite seeing all of it, and it's because the content in here isn't filling the whole thing. Additionally, you can do video. We get asked a lot about people doing video. So I go to video. On that note, if you need free images or video, the site for images that we absolutely love is Unsplash. You can go to search high resolution photos. So I can say search for business or businesswoman or businessman or shaking hands or meeting or anything you want. And you get all these photos, which you can use for free commercially without giving credit or paying. Completely up to you. We do recommend giving credit. It does ask you that. So if I download this image, it does say, do you want to give credit? You can do so by doing a credit badge, or you can tweet and say thank you. So that's up to you. If you need free videos, there's a site called cover.co. So cover with an extra R, coverr.co. And they have free videos that are cover images like this one that you can use to put in the background. So I've chosen this one here to give you an example. You download them from the site. So I click download and I downloaded it. And then I uploaded it to YouTube and I listed it as unlisted. So on YouTube, people really don't want to watch this lady type. There's nothing really going on here. But I am going to use this as my background. So if I go to share and I copy the YouTube link and come back to Beaver Builder, under video here, it says source, media library, which I recommend against, or YouTube, or Vimeo, which I also recommend. So I put that in there, and enable audio is up to you. A fallback photo, you can take a screenshot of the video and put it in. And then we will go to save, see if that loads. And you see it's not quite big enough, but you can see that lady typing in the background. So now we're going to add a call to action. I'm going to put in, we will do a heading here that says, need a WordPress biz websites. Copy this. The blue over the top, can't really see it that well, so I'm going to change the color to white. One thing I always do is I set presets for the colors, and I always add white or black or the dark gray that I prefer to use. So all Fs, so 6 Fs is white, and I click the plus. What this does is later on when I need this color, I click into color, I click color presets, and there's white right out of the gate. I recommend adding your logo colors and any other colors that you use frequently to save time to this color picker. So there it is there. Font size, I can change the size here by dragging this up and down so I can make it smaller. You can align it in the middle, you can put it to the left. We're gonna leave it on the left. I can add shadows, spacing, etc. So go ahead and hit save. On this, I'm gonna add bullet points in a icon format. So I'm going to drag icon under heading, and I'll select this, and I'll say WordPress, and we'll do this one right here. So we'll say easy to use WordPress sites. I'll hit save, and you see here I can't quite see it, so I need to go back and go to style, and I go to color, and you'll see that color preset. I'll make it white. So you can see the icon is white, but the text isn't. So I need to go to text color and make it white as well. And if under font, I can change the size to make it more readable. Easy to use WordPress sites. Still kind of can't see it on the background there, but we will fix that. Then I duplicate this 3 times, and I change the spacing by going to advanced, margins, 0 on the top, 0 on the bottom. And now they're spaced out a little bit better. Now we're going to go to the wrench in this hero image here, and we're going to put an overlay color on the video. So it says background overlay. Under color, I can also do gradient. We'll do gradient and spice this up. I can choose 2 colors. So I'm going to do the blue. So we're doing a blue site, and you can see the blue overlay. But I'm also going to turn down the opacity just a little bit. I'm going to go to the blue color on the end. Maybe we'll do purple. We'll turn this down just a bit. So now we have a blue and a purple. This here changes how far the gradient moves across. Do you want it 50%? 0 is it starts at 0 and then starts to immediately fade in. I actually really like this look. And then this is the angle in which it happens. So I actually will do 45. All right, so there's that. I'll go ahead and hit save. Now this banner is much better. You see the video in the background loading from YouTube. And then I have a header tag here. And then easy to use WordPress sites. Let's see. Let's see. Today, we are here to help, or whatever you want. And then on the icons, if you go to replace, I get rid of the WordPress here, tons of icons you can choose from if you chose the font library, Font Awesome library number 5. So we'll do a birthday cake and hit save, and then go back here Sites, we will pick so many choices, the gear, and I'll hit save. And then finally, I want to add a button, or maybe you want to add an image. So I can go to plus, rows, 2 columns, drag them right above the header. And now I can add this to the left side. So I can drag these into this column. A little hard to see with the blue background. There's that. And there's that. And on this side, I'm going to add a button and an image. So let's do a button. And I'm basically just going to say, learn more. Learn more today. And this would take us to our services page, our about page, or something that is relevant to what you are asking people. So learn more today, and usually I do an arrow on these. So it's ARR. Oops, too many R's. We will do the right arrow. And I'll link it to the services page, which we don't have quite yet. Next, under style, so I can't see the button, so I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to make this full width, which will be the length, the full length of this sidebar here. And then text color, I'm actually going to change to blue. Hover color, that's when you hover over it, the text itself. And then background color, I'm going to make white. And then the hover, I'll make a light blue. So I'll turn this down. It's actually gray. Turn this down here. Actually, let's do this. All right, and then you can do flat, a gradient. You can do animations, etc. I'll go to save. And then now I'm going to add a photo here. Let's see, let's get a photo of a person. Let's see. It could be your headshot. It could be a salesperson. It could be stock. It's up to you. Let's see. Let's do business woman. Let's see what this comes up with. Close this. These look like models. We want someone actually working. No, it's not bad. It's not a woman, but let's see. So we'll go with this one here. So first you download it. All right, slight change of plans. I found this one instead because the background doesn't quite come off as easily. So this one's pretty isolated. There's nothing in the background and she's looking out there. This could be a picture of you or someone you work with. There's an excellent website called remove.bg. So remove background. What this does is it's AI that removes background images from people. So for example, I uploaded this original image and it removed the background there. I tried some other ones and it cut this poor lady's arm off. Here's the original one I tried. The laptop's in her arm, so of course it removes that. That's probably not quite what we want. So how this works is on Unsplash, I click download. Downloads the image. I go to remove.bg, I select the photo. It uploads it, you see the bar go across, some kind of magic happens, and it cuts the background out. Then I just cropped it using Affinity Photo. Again, you can use Canva, Paint, anything else that you got. And then I uploaded it to WordPress itself. So here we are back on Beaver Builder. I'll click plus, and I'll add photo, and I'll just drag it below the button. I'll go to select photo, upload that photo, and I already have it right here. Select photo. So there she is at the bottom. Maybe this is you. It could be a computer. It could be anything, or you could just not have it. But just to show you, she doesn't quite touch the bottom, so go to advanced, and I'll hit 0, and go to save. Don't really like this button up here, so I'll kind of change this up. What I'm going to do is pull this header out of the column and put it above it to give us a little more space, and put this down here. It says learn more. Again, she still doesn't touch the bottom. Looks kind of weird that she's cut off at the waist here. So I'll go over to my row settings, go to advanced. These are already zeroed out. So instead, I'll go to column settings, and I know this is fast, but I want to move on. Equal heights, yes. vertical alignment, bottom. So she moves right to the bottom there. I'll hit save. Let me see, this is full size. So there we go there. Maybe you wouldn't have a woman there, maybe you would. You can have your logo, you can have a group of people. But it definitely gets attention. All right, so moving on. Further down from here, we're going to showcase our services. So get rid of this box. And I will go to rows, 3 rows, or 3 columns, excuse me. Drag it down there, and it gives us 3 boxes. It's really popular to have icons in this style of box. So we'll go to icon, and we'll say select. And on this particular one, we'll just stick around the web design premise. So I selected an icon, and I'll go to style, and I'll make it a lot larger. And icons load way faster than images do. So I'll pick a color here to kind of stick with our theme. So there's that, and I'll hit save. Over this icon, I'll go to these 2 squares here. When you hover over it, it says duplicate. I'll duplicate 3, and I'll change them up. So I'll go here, replace. I'll do a gear. Maybe I'll do this one. Fingerprint, go back, replace, and then do support. Nope. Let's see what comes up here. Maybe we'll do a briefcase. Save. Next, I do a heading as an H2 or an H3. So let's say business websites. In the past, people would make, I'll leave it as an H2. They'd make fonts as an H2 or H1, which ruins your SEO. You should only have one H1. But now Beaver Builder allows you to drag and make words bigger or smaller, depending on your needs. Also, I want this closer to the icon, so I'll go to Advanced, 0. Then to keep the same style, I simply just duplicate this 2 times, drag it over, drag it over. Security. I'll say business security. And then after this, I typically put a button below it, or you can just make these clickable. So to make this clickable, I would put a link right here. So again, if I go to select, we only have one page right now, so I can say home page, which doesn't make sense, but you would say business websites, about websites, etc. You click that link and it fills it in, and hit save, and now this is a link. Additionally, you can click the icon and do the same thing. I can do select, type about, which would come up if I had an about page, and then hit save, and now this is linkable as well. Next down, we're going to add some testimonials. So I'll go to rows, and we will do 1 column. I'm going to go to the gear, I'm going to do full width, save, and now you see that here. We'll go to plus, modules, and then down to testimonials. Did I skip it right there? Drag testimonials into this row. Now we can edit the testimonial, so go ahead and edit. Is fantastic. I highly recommend them. Enter down. I usually do a right justification, tilde, and I put their name and then their last name, last name. And I hit save. Now what this does is it creates one testimonial. You see it right there. And then if I move this box, you see highly recommend this company. There it is there. You can change it to a slider so it can auto play, and it can delay a certain amount of time. It can slide or fade in and out. You can transition right to left or left to right. And then the style, you can make it wide, compact, if you give it a second to load. I usually keep it wide, even if it's a compact area, because I like the style better. It gives you more options to change things. Under font size, we're going to make this way bigger. And we'll just center this. And then you'll see here it's getting a little cut off, and I'll show you how to fix that. You can either turn the size down, or actually I will center this. Or you can change the padding in the advanced area, which is right here. So there's name. So we'll just duplicate these. Duplicate, duplicate. This lets you drag the order. If you hit the cross, go to edit. See the change here. Save. Now we're going to just style this a little different completely so we can have some breaks in the page. So I'll go to colors and then down to background and then background color. I'll choose a color. Do blue. Fade this down a bit. Save. And there you go. We have 3 testimonials. I'll give this way more white. I like white space, so I always like to add a little bit more margin than we normally would have. So I'll say 50. If I want 50 across the board, I click the link. It links them all across the board for me. But in this instance, I actually just want 50 above and below. Go ahead and hit save. There we go, looking pretty good. Testimonials. All right, so to jazz this up a little more, I'm going to add a background to this blue block. So go down to background, photo, and I'll use the one I was going to use as a hero image. So again, fill out the title and the alt for SEO purposes. So you can see that there, but I can't really read the testimonial itself. So under background overlay, I'm going to change the color to blue. And then I'm going to take this and change the opacity so I can actually see it. Maybe I'll change it to white. Let's see. So there we go. And I'm going to add a little more padding to this row to give it a little more space. That's a little more. Maybe do a lot more. There we go. So if your testimonials are a lot larger, definitely do change this to make them larger. And there we go. We have a very basic business website homepage. We have a hero image with a call to action. I added a little quote here to jazz this up with a random woman on the side. But what's nice about this is it calls your eyes to it. Maybe it's silly, but it really does call the focus in, and people may read it and actually click on it. So if they click this, it takes them to a page maybe that says, help, I need a business website today. Do you need help? Maybe you do. Fill out this form. Give us a call. So it's a great call to action to do something like this. Further down, these should be linked to business pages that support, your website, that support this relevancy. So if I click business security, it should take me to that. And additionally, I would add a button here that says read all reviews. Reviews are very popular right now. View all reviews. So go to select a line in the middle. And then because this is quite faint in itself, the button really stands out. You may want this, but you also may not want this. So under background color, I'm going to turn this down to white, and hover I'm going to make gray. Oops. And then the text, I'm going to make blue. I'm just going to save this blue so I can reuse it. So if I go to hover, my color presets, reuse that blue, make it a little darker, and then I'm going to save the preset of the hover. So read all reviews. And I want this to stick out more, so I'll go to border. Under style, I'll go to solid. Width, I'll click 1, and then I will click that link, so 1 all the way across. Then I'm going to make it our blue color, so it pops a little bit more. Go ahead and hit save. Again, clicking this will take this to my reviews page, which will show reviews from either Facebook, Google, or ones that people sent you. All right, when we're done, we can hit done. We can discard, which throws out all our everything we've done. It just throws it in the garbage. Save draft. So if you're not ready for this homepage, say you already have a homepage and you need someone to check this, or you're not ready to launch this kind of look, save draft is for you. Or you can hit publish, which then makes it immediately live for anyone that comes to the site. So here it is immediately. One last thing I will point out is if I go back to Beaver Builder, go to any row and click that wrench right there and go to advanced, I can see what this looks like on a mobile phone or on a tablet by clicking this computer screen. So I click that once, and now this is what it looks like on a tablet in portrait mode. Still just about the same. What this feature does that I don't like is it strips away that header bar, which you can see somewhere else, but in this particular scenario, you can't see it. So I click here again, and then it shows this is what it looks like on a phone, and then I can click exit, and it brings me right back here. All right. So next we're going to jump into how to create a page. Thanks again for watching this video. Just remember, just below me in the description, you can click a little arrow to expand it. You'll see links to the other tutorials in this series. So if you don't need one, you can skip ahead or you can go back. Additionally, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if any of this is helpful, and let us know in the comments if you need help along the way. Thanks again for watching. Right below me is also a square. If you hover over that, you can easily subscribe to this video. Right next to it's a circle, which will bring you to our website so you don't have to type anything. And then over here on the right is the next tutorial in the playlist, as well as the most recent upload. Thank you so much for watching.